This last program is a little more detailed than the others, but it's one that I think is pretty straightforward as far as the content, one that you can wrap your head around. I'm going to be calculating my paycheck. All right. I'm an hourly worker somewhere, and I've worked overtime this week. Overtime wages are usually paid out at a higher rate than regular pay, and I want to figure my paycheck. So let's just talk about this one. I've already typed the whole thing in, so you don't have to sit and watch me type. I'm gonna, I put include string, but I don't think I use any strings in this program. This would have worked with just the basic shell, but if you've got extra header files inside your program, it doesn't matter. It just makes those available, and if they're not used, they're not used. So it's the basic shell, IOStream using namespace, int main, return 0, right? This is a pay example. So instead of using floats, I'm going to use something called double. And a double is the same thing as a float, except it's more precise. It has double the precision, all right? So most programmers, they bounce back and forth between float and double. I will, on projects, tell you whether to use a double or a float, so you don't have to worry yourself about that. If you're writing a program for your own benefit, use either one, unless you want to try to get, the 500th character of pi. Double or float will work for whatever you want. I could have used floats here, but I decided to use double just to show you. So here I've declared a double for regular wages, a double for my base pay rate. I make $18.25 an hour, right? And my regular hours is I work 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So it's 40 hours, right? I want you to look back up at regular wages. I haven't assigned anything to that yet because it hasn't been calculated, right? Same thing with the fourth line here, double overtime wages. I don't know how much I've made yet. So all I've did is define it, declare it, right? I haven't assigned a number to it yet. All right, next is overtime pay rate. I make time and a half. And I know you've heard that phrase before. That just means my employer is going to pay me 1.5 times my regular salary. So if you go up here and look at my regular salary is 18.25, that means for overtime, anytime I work after 40 hours, they're going to pay me $27.79, right? On this particular week, I worked 10 hours overtime. I worked my regular 40 hours, plus I worked 10 extra hours. So for that 10 extra hours, I get time and a half pay. And then you see total wages. Nothing is assigned to that yet because it hasn't been calculated, right? So there's my 7 doubles that I have declared all of them and assigned 4 of them. So let's go down to see what math is going on. For regular wages, that's my first 40 hours, right? It's base pay rate, my hourly wage, times my regular hours. So this is going to be, in effect, it's going to be $18.25, my regular pay rate, times my regular hours, which is 40, and it's going to put that into regular wages. So that's what I made for the first 40 hours I worked. I want y'all to pay attention here to the proper use of comments. Right above this, I put / calculate your regular wages. This will not show up in the program. I've told you, it's just like the comments up here at the top, right? But it's good programming to calculate this or to comment this out. Somebody following you, doing program behind you, or if you open up this program in 2 weeks, this is an explanation of what's going on. To the regular person that opens up a program, they wouldn't know what this regular wages equals base pay rate plus regular hours. They might have a pretty good guess, but this tells them right now, I'm calculating regular wages, right? Get in the habit of commenting out certain things that goes on in your program. I do require it. Any programming instructor in the world does require comments. If you go out on the job site and try to comment without try to do a program and don't leave comments, you will, I don't know, get at least have it brought to your attention to do it next time. All right, that calculates my regular wages. Right now, just like the comment says, I'm gonna calculate my overtime wages, which was overtime pay rate, which is $27.79, times overtime hours, which is 10, right? It does that calculation, and then it assigns it to overtime wages. So what we've done so far is we've calculated and assigned regular wages. We've calculated and assigned overtime wages. Now to get your total wages, which is this third calculation down here, we just add regular wages to overtime wages and put it into total wages. Now we want to display the total wages. Change this. All right, look at my C out. Wages for this week are, and I put a money sign, dollar sign in front of it, right? And I don't put a space in here because I want total wages to butt up right against the dollar sign. All right, let's run this and see what happens. All right, wages for this week are $1,007.90. I don't have a zero here yet. We haven't got to some of the precision stuff. We will be formatting this to where things look prettier. But right now, it still says the same thing. It's $1,007.90. So this program worked correctly. It's got a lot of the basics that we're going to do this semester. So I would definitely suggest that you type this in and give it a try. Not just when I put out these programs, I know a lot of you are doing the split screen. You're watching it on the left and typing it on the right. Play with this, make some mistakes, change some numbers, change double to int. The only way to learn at programming is to make mistakes. I know that you think that's just teachers talk, but it's the truth. I mean, you have to make mistakes to get better at programming. So this is one program I definitely not just be a spectator and look at, right? I would definitely type in and play with it some. Change the pay rate, all right? Pay yourself double time, which would be your base pay rate is $18.25. Give yourself double time. Make it $36.50 here and see what it would be. You know, change the base pay rate. Give yourself a raise. Pay yourself minimum wage. Play with this just a little bit. All right. This is the final video today. I will be available after class or during class if you've got any questions. We've had pretty good luck so far. You all emailing me or messaging me or putting something in the chat. On Thursday, I think we're going to be finishing up chapter 2. Chapter 2 is really information dense. So expect another 3 or 4 videos on Thursday.